with the terror reading for Tropical Depression 12E. It just formed, just waiting for the update to come in saying that it formed. But anyways, as is, um, this is just the tarot reading for the Tropical Depression itself, not doing any personal readings. If you want that, go to the tarot section of Twitch. Anyways, let's get started. Got the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So there's not a lot of ingredients available for this thing. There's going to be a lot of struggling. I don't think it's going to prosper too much, and I don't think it's going to become Kenneth. Otherwise, I probably would have titled it as such. But yeah. Ten of Pentacles talks about fulfillment and success. This thing's going to be a big old fail of a storm. This is going to be a big old failure of a storm. It's not going to get tropical storm. It's not going to do any of that. It's just going to be tropical depression its entire life. Its entire 2-day life. Maybe. So let's continue on. The air is just too stable for this thing to prosper. The air is just too stable for it. It's lucky to even become a tropical depression. That's what I'm picking up here. Two of Pentacles talks about balance, stability, and, well, with the weather, that's stable air. This thing's dead on arrival. Yeah, it's not going to prosper. Page of Wands, reversed. Yeah, this thing is not going to prosper too well. There's not a lot of potential with this storm. There's like no potential at all. Like its peak is its formation. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Normally this is bad for those in the path of certain storms, but I think this is more or less geared towards the storm itself. It's just not gonna do good at all. Like, everything is stacked against this storm. Everything is stacked against this storm. Eight of Swords. It's usually a negative thing, and then again, this is more or less geared to the storm and not towards those in its path. Because I don't think anyone's in its path. Not bound by outside forces, but rather immobilization caused by mental position, so inner issues. Yeah, there's just internal issues with the storm as well. The storm's not prospering at all. There's internal issues, external issues. It's just having a whole lot of issues. Three of Wands. Introspection, perspective, focus, and planning. There's not a lot of planning that's needed to be done with this storm. Just don't get close to it because it is still going to have like rough seas, stormy weather in its center. So definitely be mindful of that. So don't go out boating to the storm. Also, don't go in the water if you're a nearby island, because there is going to be a rip current threat with the storm. But again, yeah, just plan accordingly in those regards. Outside of that, you're fine. Page of Swords. Okay. Oh, wait. Wrong direction. Page of Swords rises above all difficulties. So this storm may have a resurgence later on in its life. It could become Kenneth, but it's going to be very briefly. It's kind of like how Gert became Gert. Like, all odds are against it becoming Gert, and then all of a sudden it does become Gert. Tropical storm. Before it goes post-tropical. Or goes remnants. Or maybe a rebirth will come into play. So it's going to be one of those things where it could become a tropical system, like a tropical storm, but it's going to be very late in the forecast and it's going to be out of the blue. Odds of that happening, very slim, but the cards are calling for that to happen. Temperance reversed. It's still going to be rough for the storm. It's definitely going to be rough. Rapids, wind here is going to be horrible for the storm. It's already having issues with wind shear. I just got a random fire truck situation. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, there's gonna be some rough surf. There's rough jet stream. This thing is getting impacted with wind shear. And it's not... Okay, so 9 of Wands. Now this thing is close to the boundary between the Eastern Pacific Basin and the Central Pacific Basin. This thing's probably saying it's not going to make it to the Central Pacific Basin. The Central Pacific Basin. It's gonna... So it could become Kenneth, could become Honey, depends on where it becomes a tropical storm, if it becomes one at all. So there's going to be that barrier, that boundary. Like, it might pass it, it might not, but there's a boundary that this thing's going to be going through. And then the 5 of Swords reversed. Yeah, this thing's not... Again, this talks about success, just like this one does, but this is like half-assed deserved success, while this is full-blown success, well-deserved. But, yeah. So this thing's gonna flop. The storm's gonna flop. So there's not a lot of potential with this storm, so which is good for those that don't want to be impacted by this. But it also means that this is not going to be able to deliver much needed rain to Hawaii as well. So this may be a positive reading for those that don't want to deal with a hurricane, but this is a negative reading for those in Hawaii that just need rain badly. But outside of that, that's about it. Stay safe out there. See you in the next video or stream. Bye.